Before we wander on into the episode, I just want to make sure that everyone goes out there and hits up the YouTube, check out the Spotify, check out Apple, wherever you're listening or watching to this podcast, is to go down, like it, subscribe, hit the bell if it's YouTube. Make sure you're getting those reminders. We do put these out every week. So make sure you do all that. It helps us out. And in the long run, we can make better things. So again, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. The oil kind of going, and we went and we were cooking at, I think, at like 420. We had that heat going at 420 degrees, and we had to turn it off. And I looked at my brother-in-law and I was like, we almost became a statistic.
Yeah, we wander our way over, because this is Wandering Ways.
What's Bigfoot possibility?
Clink!
How we doing? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Great is what's up.
Oh,
No, I was just thinking, when we have this opening, we don't really have like a true podcast opening that's like, welcome to the Wandering Ways podcast, where your host, Mark and Zach. Like, I feel like we need something like that, but right before the clink.
Oh, I mean, should we? I mean, I guess we could.
Yeah, well, because our waters just hear us clink and they go, what's up? What's up? Like, oh, are they talking to me? Are they talking to who? But it's like, nah, guys, everyone, welcome to the campfire. Welcome to the table. We're here. We're back with another wonderful week. It's a holiday week for most folk if you're listening to this live, or if you're listening to this in July. I hope you're just having a good day in a sunny day if it's July.
Yeah, hopefully it's sunny in July. Unless you're our friends in the southern hemisphere, then it will probably be a little colder, because that's when winter is. But yeah, holiday season, holiday. Well, I guess it's been holiday season, but holiday week, big one coming up. One that a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people celebrate. Good old Chrysler Christmas, that lovely day.
Well, and like what I find funny about it is like you just hit it on the head. Like, a lot of people celebrate it, even those who like the traditional Christian holiday what it is, but people just do it because like it's the season, it's the gifts, it's a very American holiday, for sure. But you do have it in like Western Europe too, where and Eastern Europe, because you have it's Christ's birthday, and Africa and Australia and all of South America. It's kind of crazy. Like, when you think about like
They go wild for it in Europe.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting because some of those places are really more like traditional in that sense with it.
Mm-hmm.
When you do say the wild, because it's like a wild traditional where it's like, holy crap, like it is ornate and like how you should celebrate Christmas, not like the American way of like bye 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 bye.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I mean, drill baby drill. That's just the American way.
It really is. Fun fact, we were talking drill baby drill. Fracking. I hear they
Oh,
fill I hear they fill those holes with cement when they're done with them.
they've what?
They fill the holes with cement when they're done with fracking.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But so this is an argument I heard from an oil rig guy himself, was saying
okay, here we go.
when they're digging those holes, they're digging them about 1,000, 2,000 feet down, or 10,000 feet down. It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
way below the water tables, even, because the water tables are typically at like 50, 100, 300, 400 feet, 500 feet. So like they're well below. So like that's the argument. And I was hearing where it was like a lot of the data comes from like old data, where it was like, yeah, like when they first started fracking, obviously like they didn't know what they were doing, but like now there's a lot of regulations put towards it. But I'm like, still, I don't know what side of the fence I want to be on. I'm not for it, because you just like, there's something about ripping the land of its like those kind of resources and just like draining it. I don't know.
Yeah, not a fan. Will never be a fan. One big thing that they always forget about is, you got to get the oil from down below up top, so it's still going through the water tables. And if you're going to sit there and tell me that their pipe is really that good, there's pipes that leak in the water when they go in the ocean, like all the time. Not huge
Hey,
leaks, but still leaking.
you
So
see.
it's not a perfect system. Fracking is really bad, and we shouldn't do it. Um, Possible, or I guess it's not really possible. Good news, but um, actually exciting news in the realm of renewable energy.
Oh,
No
good about
joke, like
this.
this came out this morning. At least I heard about it this morning. Heard it on my NPR uh, podcast in the morning. But scientists in the United States finally produced, they have a nuclear fusion where they were able to get more energy out than they put in. So it's a huge step in having nuclear fusion power. So they're, which is pretty exciting. I think we're still decades and decades away. At least that's what the experts are saying. But first time ever that they've been able to get more power out than what they put in.
Is that safer than like a nuclear reactor?
Yeah, because it's like a nuclear fusion. So they're like fusing the atoms together. They did a quick and dirty explanation of it. It was only like one story in a 15-minute podcast, so I don't have a whole lot of like scientific information on it. But from my understanding is it's a fusion of the atoms that creates the energy. But it takes a lot of energy to cause that, which is why it's such a big deal to get more energy out than what we put in.
Hmm, interesting. That's cool. I mean, it's gonna change the game.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think anything that gets us off our oil dependency, I think is going to be kind of the big game changer. Um,
Well, I was interested. I was thinking about that the other day, and I was thinking about like the native way of living and living with the land and on the land and like using the natural resources and taking the bison and using the whole bison, um, and using each piece for different tools or aspects of your life and only taking what you need. And all of a sudden we hit this like industrial era, we hit this like plastics era, and we see this like oil era of like just like greed and just pillaging the land, mining, just raping the land and taking these resources. And I mean, do we even know the long-term like consequences of doing all that like at the large scales that we're doing in 2022? Like when you look at some of those mines and some of those quarries and just the fact that like we move the most sediment and dirt in the world ever, like in the last 50 years.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, in terms of like the long-term effects. I feel like we think we know what it's going to do, the biggest one being like the effects of like climate change, like what that effect, because it's not just taking it out, it's then using that, and there's going to be the byproduct of greenhouse gases and all of that of using these fossil fuels. So that I think that's only one part of the equation. Is like climate change. There's it is definitely, you see it, other areas of the natural world are changing because of taking in and out of resources and whatnot. So it's such a multi-head snake or multi-head dragon that it's like, okay, we we know so much about this head, climate change, right? That it's doing that. we haven't noticed the other heads of the dragon. So, it's a shame. Um, Positive of it, it's cheap and easy to use, which is why we do it. So, um, that's don't get me wrong, I like having power. I like having electricity and energy, but surely we got to have a better way to do it.
No, yeah, and we got to just be smart. There's 8 billion of us or whatever on this planet. We got to just all put our minds together and figure out what we need to do as a collective to get through whatever we got to get through in the future. But that's not why you're here today, folks. This is the Wandering Ways podcast holiday episode, as we kind of mentioned before. And we got a bag full of goodies. I know Mark got a bag full of goodies. And if you don't get why Mark's laughing, it's because on Zoom, if you are watching on Spotify or YouTube right now, you can see I'm holding up my big bag of goodies because we're going to talk about some gear and products and some just like I kind of took this on. We each have 5 different items, and I kind of took it on as like, what are 5 items in the last year that like really have stood out to me and like would work if you're getting them as a gift for Christmas, get that late gift right now or get it for next year or get it for a birthday. These things have come in handy for me. I know they've come in handy for you, and I'm just excited to talk about them.
Yeah, no, 100%. These are for the person that is late to the game on getting their gifts for Christmas. We're here to hopefully spark some motivation and ideas of what to get people. I normally am one of the people that probably by this time hasn't gotten their Christmas presents yet, but I have gotten them. And actually, by the time this is out, I will have probably wrapped them up. So I'm ahead of the game this year, but this is for people that aren't. Anyways, we'll jump in. I guess I'll start with mine. Item number one for me this year on items that I use frequently, I talk about frequently. I'm probably fairly known for this item. And it would make a great gift for the outdoorsy adventure person, for anyone that is really into it. And it is a good old hammock. So I use the emo ones. I love this. I think I've had this for years and years and years. It's tried and trusted. It's true. I've hung it in many, many different places. Um, I this thing is probably the best that I have. It keeps it small in the pack for a place for me to sleep, and all you need is 2 trees, or sometimes depending on a car in a random place, you just need 2 places to hook up, and you are good to go.
Well, my number 5 out of the goodie gear. So my hammock, it is my bare butt hammock and Kodiak straps that they have because these are some pretty big straps. So I was thinking, hey man, with your straps, the other straps I got, and these straps, we might be able to fit them around a redwood one of these days. Maybe at least one redwood.
uh Depending on the size of the straps, possibly. You know who might, if we had their straps, is Tyler. Tyler's hammock straps are crazy long. I remember when he was hanging those when I saw him last. I was like, "What the fuck? These are huge."
That's what I was saying with these Kodiak straps. They're 10 feet long.
Yeah, I think if we had yours, Tyler's, and mine, we for sure could hang a hammock around a redwood.
Well, at least half a redwood, like one tree, maybe.
No, I think we could. I think we could.
Should we?
Oh, well, duh. But I think I think we could. I think it would be fairly actually hard to find the right setup, but I actually do think you could if you found, because there's some redwoods that aren't necessarily massively wide. Redwoods are more known for their height than they are their width. If we're talking sequoias, no.
No, I get you. It would be. We got to go back down there and try it out. But these guys, they also make a 3-in-1 that I have. With it acts as a rain fly, and you can also like tie it tight, and it turns into a hammock, or even a protector for this hammock, where you can like put it on the outside, right?
There
Like, and
you
it
go.
protects it. And I need that because I got rained on in Glacier that time. So that's why I upgraded the system to the Bear Butt. They got so much more gear that I needed. And I was like, sweet, you know?
Yeah, they well, I'm just gonna jump into my next one because it's the number two. It's another item that I use that goes hand in hand with the hammock, and that's my tarp. I don't have it like here with me, but it. I mean, it's nothing that fancy. It's just basically a tarp that you can put between the trees, and then you can stake out wide. But every time I use it, I run in through the same kind of mental head game. I first set it up and I go, I don't know if that's actually gonna like keep me dry. Like it doesn't look
Well,
anything
it's a weird
fancy.
shape when you see yours. It's like, because it's like a diamond how it covers you.
Yeah. But every time I've set it up, I have yet to get wet. So it works amazing.
And you've camped in rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This last summer, it rained a whole bunch, and I slept right out there in the hammock. It worked so well. I know Tyler and I tried to double hammock with the one tarp, and both of us stayed pretty dry. I was pretty dry as in we were dry. So the thing that's an amazing little tarp, and I should have got it out because I mean, if you're gonna sleep in a hammock and you think there's any chance of rain, you got to go with the tarp because there's nothing worse than waking up and your hammock and you and everything is wet.
Yeah, no, it's the worst. And I'm known for that. Like, even I need a new tent because my tent is like the rain fly is too small that it still gets water in.
Yeah, I think you need a new tent.
Everyone thinks I need a new tent. My number two is the Sea to Summit Aeros pillow. Right here, it's in my hands. It's about as big as my hands, balled up together. It's very lightweight, but it's a pillow. You blow it up. It's an inflatable one. Easy for backpacking, so it's compact in that sense. And you blow it up for when you're sleeping, and you want that pillow feel. It's kind of soft on the outside, and you can feel the sack on the inside. It's very high quality. I've used it quite a bit. I mean, I used it in Glacier. I used it in I use it quite, when I was just hunting, when me and Matt went to Olympic. I pull it out all the time. I actually keep it in on a hook in the back of the car because it's nice to have, easy to pull out, easy to use.
Yeah, that's always key, when for these items, at least when I'm looking at these items, a big key for me is how easy it is to carry it around with you. I typically like to travel fairly light in terms of like number of bags and stuff. I'm very much like you got one bag to try and fill everything up. So if you can fill up and you're in there and it's not too crazy heavy, that's kind of a big plus. So that's why I go with the hammock system. But to have a pillow like that is easily compactable, that's a luxury item out there in the woods that not everybody has, and everyone's gonna be a little bit jealous.
Well, and it's what I really like about it is it just gives you that much more comfort while sleeping, and sleeping is very important. And when you do go camping, you're not necessarily getting the best sleep all the time because you are sleeping on hard surfaces or in different states that you're not used to, or they're unusual to you probably. Um so it kind of gives you that just a little bit of luxury of home, nice feel. I struggled with using it at first because it is a air. So if you do move in your sleep, it's easy to push off. Like there's been a couple times I've woken up on my cot and the pillow's on the floor just because I pushed it off. So but if you have a mummy sleeping bag, like if you tuck it, like I'll tuck it in the mummy sleeping bag, it holds pretty well. And I enjoy it. I use it quite a bit. Every time I'm camping, I use it. So if that if that says anything.
It does. It says that it's got your like seal of approval. So it's got to be somewhat good. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep using it. Uh, I am going to keep on with the sleeping theme for my next item. And I'm going to keep on with the hammock theme. It's unintentionally all hammock items thus far for me. But one of the biggest game changers in my hammock sleeping game for me has been the sleeping mat. Now, I know what you're all saying. Why the hell mats don't fit in the sleeping in a hammock? So you need one of those under blankets or whatever they call them. But if you get the accordion style sleeping pad that I have, I mean, it's kind of the classic backpackers one. You see a lot of backpackers with this kind, but it fits in a single hammock, fits in mine. I use it. And it keeps me so much warmer than anything I've ever used. Big fan. I got this mainly because I wanted to be able to sleep somewhere in case there weren't any trees and I couldn't hang up the hammock. Um, but someone told me to get this one. The friendly person at REI told me to get this one because it would fit in a hammock, and damn, they were right. And it was a game. It's been a game changer since. So I recommend the accordion style sleeping pad because you can use it for a lot of different things. You can even use it as a camp chair around the campfire. I don't do that very often, but it would make a great one. But I highly recommend that. Typically on the cheaper side of things when it comes to the sleeping mat as well. So it's a great one for anyone that loves camping and backpacking. They'll be very grateful if you get it for them.
Yeah, no, I got the air. Mine blows up just like my pillow. My sleeping pad. That was something I bought right before the Olympic trip this year with Matt. I was like, that's something I need. As we get older, it's good to take care of your back while you're sleeping. And I actually, when we were hunting, Colton didn't bring a cot, so I offered it up to him, and he that next day he was like, wow, that actually was a really nice like sleeping mat. And if you find one that's compact, like what you have or what I have, and want to like sleep well, get it, use it, especially if you're car camping. I know there's a lot of people out there who car camp, and if that fits in your car, that's a small, do it, you know.
100%. If you don't snooze, you lose. So make sure you're taking care of your sleep. It's super important for you.
My last item out of the bag, last item, but next item is the Hey Trip awning. It goes off the back of your car. If you want to check out the Rougarou, my Jeep, on Instagram, you'll see some pictures of me using this thing. And it is compatible with pretty much any car. And it works well if you have like a hatchback style car. And it just folds right over the doors, the hatch, and it acts as an awning. So if you're doing that car camping, you have an air mattress or something in the back of your car, you like to sleep with that car, it opens it up more so you get that fresh air. It makes it feel like you're in a tent. I've added tent pole stakes to it so that I can actually extend the awning off my car, and it extends pretty far. When you do that, I believe it's like 6 feet, so you have some coverage, which is similar to the awning that we had over the 4th of July when it was all rainy this year, that covered us. But what I like, it is compatible with pretty much any car. Easy to use, ties right to your tires to hold it down. It folds up into a compact bag, and it's a little bit even bigger of a bag, so that like it does fit every time you stuff it in there, which I like, and it fits right like in my car with everything else. And it's one of those things that when you park and you're using the back of your car, you're reaching in there, grabbing stuff, or you're using it to like set stuff down, and you have that shade and covering. It's nice.
Yeah, no, big time. Having an awning if you're doing the whole car camping thing, big game changer. Especially if you're expecting a little bit of rain. You know,
Well,
it can make or break because you can just set up right outside your car and you got a little coverage, and you're happy for days.
and it's really affordable too. I think I want to say it was only like $50.
Oh, damn, that's really, really affordable.
Yeah, no, Hey Trip is they're one of those Amazon brands that, but they're reliable. Like they all the stuff I've gotten from them is held up, like even the snow cover they've given me. But this awning really is come in handy for sure.
There you go. Go check out Hey Trip. So I was kind of thinking of getting into sport fishing again, but I feel like I need a good quality net.
Well, you know what, Reverend? I got the key solution for you. You know, our friends at Blue Ribbon Net make this eco-friendly aquafade bag so you're not hurting the environment. It's 100% biodegradable. Plus, the wood is locally sourced and it is also biodegradable. And it's just such a great company to use. The Blue Ribbon Nets, they're here in Bozeman, Montana. And we even have a discount code. That's right. If you use the code Rougarou10, that's right. That's my Jeep, the Rougarou. Rougarou10, Rugaru10. You're going to get some discount on a Blue Ribbon net. You know, you can get the long one if you're fishing the big fish, or you can get just a good river one, you know, if you're like me and just want to catch a lot of fish.
So again, make sure you go check out Blue Ribbon and use the promo code Rougarou10.
Hey there, Reverend. I heard that you might be running dry on your sticker supplier.
Yeah, I've been looking around and I've kind of like run out of cool stickers to buy and put on water bottles and stuff.
Well, I mean, have you seen the stuff Josh has been coming out with lately?
No, I have not.
Well, he is doing some really cool stuff with the Shop LS 574. Yes, they're working with indigenous communities and making some really cool stickers. He has a really cool Buffalo Mountain sticker. There's even water bottles, hats, sweatshirts, the whole swag. And we even got a discount code for you guys. Yes, if you use Wandering Ways at Shop LS 574, you're going to be getting a discount on your next purchase. But not only that, you're going to be giving a percentage of that sale to the Little Shell Tribe, as well as they donate $1 of every sale to murdered and missing Indigenous women. So just such a cool thing going on there. You know, you use the code Wandering Ways, WANDERING and you put that in there, boom, you're getting a discount.
Alrighty, we're back. And it is that time. We're talking about a lot of cool things to use in nature, but this time, for a little bit, we're going to talk about cool shit that happens in nature, or cool shit in nature. Is by far my segment, and I have two a doozies today. I'm actually pretty excited. They are not the classic Mark where it's just animal v animal. Um, these are beautiful scenery that we're gonna have. So, first one is
Oh,
what Everest looks like on a clear day.
wow. Fantastic. Look how much
So,
taller it is than like everything else around it.
right. So, if you're just listening, it is just somebody at the summit of Everest taking a 360 camera video of Everest on an absolutely gorgeous day. I think if you're going to be at the summit of Everest, this is the day that you want. One, because it's a lot safer, but two, because holy cats with that view.
Are you going to do Everest for the Wandering Ways team? Like,
No,
would
I
you?
probably would never go to the summit. I would go to base camp, but I don't think about summit because there's so many people that do it now that the sheer number of people make it dangerous.
Fair. Like the fact that like yeah, like you would die. There's a chance that you could die because of the other people.
Yeah. So
Fair.
I would go to base camp, hands down. I would love to go to base camp. I mean that's still quite a bit up there. So next one though, if I can, uh here we go. Another beautiful kind of scenery one. This one's from an Instagram
Yes.
account called Your National Parks. And it is a night time lapse of or in Zion National Park. And these are just amazing to watch. I could watch a ton of these.
Well, I like like they show you the daytime spot and then there's the mountains and the Milky Way galaxy. It's kind of crazy though to you can see the cars and air traffic though over Zion. Which is kind of nuts as well.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy to see the air traffic um, above Zion. But I mean, it's just kind of cool to see, the earth move, but not the land.
Right? No, that it's neat to see that.
Yeah.
It's
But
beautiful. Definitely go check out your national parks if you're on Instagram.
they do. They got, it's actually a really good account. They have a ton of cool stuff.
I
Um,
I appreciates them.
I do too. Very much so. So go check them out. Um, but continuing on, because Christmas is popping up here sooner rather than later. And the more that we just kind of BS, the more panicked you probably are getting with not knowing what to buy your friends, family, or whomever. So I'm going to give you another great idea. This is probably on the more spendy side of things. They get quite expensive. And especially depending on what you get with it, it can get even more expensive. But I love it. I use it a lot. I have a very old model of it, and it still works fantastic. It is the good old fashioned jet boil.
Yeah, I thought about I put mine's an MSR brand one. I thought about it too because those are freaking great, man.
Jet boils are legit. I got the French press compartment that I make my coffee. If he's listening, which he's probably not, it's also where Matt gets his coffee because Matt never thinks about coffee. He always just assumes he can have some of my jet boiled coffee. So it's also where Matt gets his coffee. It's just coffee for the campsite. Um, it makes a
Matt,
good French press.
you hint at him listening to this podcast. Matt, like he supports his friends.
I said if he was, but probably not.
Yeah. No, it was a great little thing. Colton even pulled his jet boil out when we were um camping for hunting this year. And that's what he made. That motherfucker, man, he just put his soup right in the thing and boiled his chicken noodle soup right in it. And he didn't even know. It says on the cup, you're supposed to put a cup of water of the soup, the Campbell's soup into the thing. He didn't, he has never done that his whole life. What?
He's been just doing the can. He hasn't been adding water. Damn,
Yes.
he's been having some like concentrated as fuck soup.
That's what I was like, damn, dude.
Oh, what was he having like the tomato soup? Because then that's just like straight tomato paste at that
I know, right? No, it was the chicken noodle.
point. Still, oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad he knows you can. So
Right.
if he wants to switch it up and get a little bit more soup, you will get more soup if you do it that way.
Yeah, I
But
know.
um, no, it's fantastic. I mean, we've been using this jet boil for oh fuck, I don't know how long.
That's Glacier. At least, I mean, you cooked our meals in it in
Yeah,
2015.
Yeah, that's right. It's been what 7 years we've been using it. So at least
Going on 8.
going on 8, going on 8. Well, hopefully it makes some travels. We got to lock those in. Hopefully get some good travels in with it. Um,
Oh yeah, hopefully you can get cleared.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, no, Jetboil, again, they do run spendy, but they have tons of different things you can put with it. Um, I also have like a frying pan. It's the same setup essentially where the heat instead of the water boiler, it's like just a little top, and then I can cook up on a frying pan too. So
Oh.
I can the eggs, I can get you coffee, shoot, we have a dandy good old morning out in the wilderness.
We're gonna do steaks in bear country on Mark's jet boil.
You could, in theory, you actually very well could. I can't do very big. It's only like I think it's like a frying pan like that big, but you
A
know,
little baseball cut sirloin.
yeah, you could easily do it enough for like two smallish size steaks for two people. So
There we go. There we go. Well, the next gift up over here in the goodie bag is the Helionox chair. And this is something I've had since my probably 2016, I think is when I got these. And I've used them forever. They're again another lightweight luxury item for backpacking. It's a chair. Um, it's compact. I keep it in my car. I pull them out. I have a couple of them I use, and they're really easy to put together. They fold together. They got great customer service because I even had someone sat on it and broke one of the leg here, and I sent it in, and they sent it back to me. Um, they fixed it essentially is what they did, and great service, great chairs. I like mine. I know you bought one because you liked mine so much.
yeah, they really are great chairs. I got one, and super easy to travel with. I mean, I took mine with me to Montana this last year, and I flew. So I was able to put it in the backpacking bag, and I used it the whole dang trip, pretty much. When I was sleeping in the office building, I set my chair up, kind of just made myself a little camp right there. Used it when we were up in Sealy. It's just overall, I keep it in my car now. But it is a great chair.
No, it is. I actually, if you're not, Heliox, it's the brand name one, but there are other cheaper brands. I got Josh one right on Amazon for the Christmas holiday. That's going to be his gift. I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, so I'm not spoiling it. Um, but I was comparing the two because I was like, that one was a lot heavier. Oh, this one's a little more compact. Just some things like that you notice. But ultimately, these camping chairs have really come in handy and are good to use.
Yeah, camping chairs are one of those things where you're like, you know what? Like, I don't think I really need one. And then like you get out there and you kind of wish you had one, and then you get one and you're like, this is the best damn thing of my life.
Right, right. No,
So
I like it a lot.
yeah, I do too. Next ITM for me. Um, it's it's kind of, I think most people have them nowadays, but I think everyone should have one if you're an outdoorsy person or if you're just kind of outside at night. And it's a headlamp. You know, they really are pretty gosh darn sweet, because you can use your hands after you put it on. Um, put it on your head. I what was it when we were camping? We weren't camping in Grand Canyon, but when we were at the campsite during the Grand Canyon portion, we got in late. I set up my hammock with the tarp, all with the headlamp on there, and sure enough, it works pretty well. I've set up the hammock multiple times in that. I walk around most of the campsite at night with it because it's great for light. This one I love. I love this one. It's a Takka Tikka a Petzl. Um,
Oh yeah.
the main reason I really like this one is it has the red light. And why red light, you ask? Great question. Super glad you asked. So that way, when you're stargazing, you're not going to ruin the show for everyone. And you can still see shit and you can still see the stars because the light pollution has to do with the waves of the light, but you won't interfere with seeing them stars and you can still see some shit. Whether you're looking in your Starbucks or if you're trying to set up a tripod or something at night, it's fabulous. So that's why I like this one. It's because the red light and also headlamps kind of legit.
No, I mean, I was working on my Jeep all weekend and I was wearing a headlamp because it's right where you look, you're looking in the engine that, you have light everywhere you're going. And they really do come in handy. They come in handy when it gets dark, especially when you're in the back country. There's no electricity back there.
Yeah.
Uh, my last item, now it's my last item. I saved the best for last. This thing I just got, it comes in super handy. It's compact. It's the fire can ammo can fire pit that Ignic makes. So it's an ammo can that folds out into a fire pit, and you just hook it up right to a propane tank, and easy to use, really easy to use. This is the I have yet to use. I was skeptical about using a propane tank for the first time because I've never used one for the first time by myself, and I was just like, open it up, like, because you always hear the stories about things blowing up. So you're just like, all right, like, it's tight, everything's connected, boom, lights up, real easy to use, good to use. We had the Civil War and we won the Civil War this year, go Beavs. Or it's orange and black like the Beavs, which is good. It's compact. I'm going to be able to fit it in the Rougarou, so when we're on our adventures, I already have a regular ammo can in there that I use to put my tie downs in, so I can stack this one right up on top of it. Ignic also makes a compact propane tank called a Growler, that they sell with these that they like to use. And so if you're in for that compact kind of fire thing, you see a lot of people in the backcountry kind of do that, or just camping, car camping, all that wants to do it, skiing, hiking, just to have a fire when you're done. I see more use of this in our future. I really do. As I've already, like, I was working on my car, or the garage the other, it was 10 degrees and I had that going
Yeah.
with a fire. Yeah. But it
Uh,
warmed it
I
up.
got a I got a fabulous propane story
Oh, let's hear it.
and blowing up because every year for Thanksgiving we fry a turkey. So we go outside, propane tank hook up to the fire and the heat up the oil. Um, been doing it for a while. Our like heat source, it does the job, but it normally takes us a long time to get it heated up, and it was kind of getting old. So my brother-in-law went and instead of getting a whole new unit, he like rebuilt the bottom, and
Of the
he got,
propane tank?
yeah, so where the fire basically comes, where the gas or the propane comes out to then make the fire, right? So essentially the difference is the amount of energy that can get pushed out, or heat in this case. And man, he wasn't joking. It got going way, way faster. The thing was a humming with the heat. We had it on there. We started messing around because, like in the past, we can just set it, go off and like do shit, like we're trying to get a game going on like phones and music, and maybe 10 minutes. And past years, 10 minutes, we'd barely get the the oil kind of going, and we went and we were cooking at, I think, at like 420. We had that heat going at 420 degrees, and we had to turn it off. And I looked at my brother-in-law and I was like, we almost became a statistic.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like when you blow that stuff up, man, like you don't mess with that. Like,
No, no. We got extremely lucky, I think, that we caught it when we did. Because I mean, it was like shut it off, take it off. We had to let it cool because we're not gonna cook it at 420 anyway. You're gonna, I think it's like 350 is the number you cook it at. So like it was incredible to see the difference of the heating power that you can get. Um, but anyways, wandering back, I having a little campfire for some of those nights be kind of sweet. Although I don't know if there's a fire ban, I don't think you could still use it.
see, I don't know. It's propane. What's the difference of like that and those like Mr. Buddy propane fire heaters? I mean, probably still shouldn't use it if there's a fire ban. We probably won't use it if there's a fire ban. Um, but I'm like I was able to cook a steak on it. It was like in the ice hut, me and Colton had that going. There's a little hole in the ice hut you could run a hose through, and that's what it's designed for. And you put your propane tank on the outside of the ice hut and then had this in there, and we were warm, man. It kept that thing nice and warm in there, toasty.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's kind
But
of legit.
yeah, no, it really
Uh,
is. I'm sure we're going to use it on any of our journeys here.
yeah. But yep, no, so those are the items. If you're looking for a good late Christmas present, for that outdoorsy person, that nature lover, that wanderer out there, those are some great ideas for you. They're things we love, and hopefully other people love them as well. So you can go check them out. Um, Go buy them, and then sometimes it's good motivation to get you out. Is you're like, oh, I got my new toy and I got to take it out. Some people work like that, some don't. It's whatever, but getting outside is the main goal. Hopefully some of these items you can go out and you use. It's your late Christmas shopping done. But anyways, like always, I'm that guy ending it off. We're gonna go into our final words. So, final words, my guy.
So I also got to be that guy. And I have my deer leather gloves. So this is deer leather, deer hide. And I got it. These are another item I wanted to kind of showcase here, kind of like honorable mention, because it's always good to have a good pair of working gloves. When you have or just a good pair of gloves in general. These will be nice, keep me warm while hiking. They're natural. They're deer. I do go hunting for deer. So it's good to like find stuff that people are repurposing things. Always try and find some stuff to repurpose, whether that is like a deer hide if you are hunting, or if you are on the, beach and you're drinking your pop and soda, try and find a recycling bin so they can repurpose those cans. Just think about ways we can be better in every little thing we do, when you buy something at the store, think of how one, it can make your life better or make the world better. Think every little decision we all make adds up. So if we can we're making those decisions, say like, okay, like where in what ways can I give back, and what ways can I not get a plastic. This is leather, this isn't a plastic, this isn't an oil-based product. I mean, I'm sure oil went into making it, but it's at what level? It's thinking smart. It's being how much more sustainable can we be in our lives? So just think about where we're going. I have some cool trips planned, just getting back from Vegas on this episode. Hopefully I went down to the Hoover Dam. I just got to convince the parents on that one. So please stay tuned to the social medias if you want to see that. We're headed off, probably going to try and find somewhere to adventure to in Oregon while I'm out there, because why not? And I was kind of looking at my schedule and thinking, me and Jared need to do like a Yellowstone in January. So stay tuned for a winter in Yellowstone. Got some cool shit coming. Maybe I'll take a shower. I'll use the kick-ass shower and I'll take a warm pipe and hot shower in Yellowstone Park.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Reverend's final words of wisdom. Stay beautiful, everyone. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you for sticking out the whole episode, listening to all the other episodes. Make sure you're checking all of that out. Send in your questions if you have them. I'm just going to kind of piggyback off Zach there. When you're Christmas, we love to buy things for people. We love wanting gifts. It's a whole thing. uh Maybe get a little bit creative if you're not gonna go the outdoorsy route, or if you are gonna go the outdoorsy route. There's a lot of companies that are starting to make stuff with plastic that they've picked up out of the ocean. So that's very, very exciting to see people using that, because there's a shit ton of plastic out there. I know I bought all my gifts, refurbished things from ocean plastic. Uh, Ocean pollution and ocean littering, all that is near and dear to my heart. So I try to do as much as I can to help that out. But, just go out, see some cool shit in nature, stay beautiful, and keep listening to the Wandering Ways podcast. But with that being said, peace out, everybody.
Bye.